Alright brother, what journey are we going on today?
Come with us as we tiptoe through the distillery of Glen Moray. Let's peek behind the curtains, as you will, or under the barrels even perhaps.
You look under the barrel. Quick, that's it.
The Glen Moray Distillery, or Glen Moray, depending on your accent there. A master distiller there. I watched a video of him, he's like, Glen Moray. Got that nice little Scottish accent. This is an interesting one. It's boutique-y, but it's not, because they're owned by like bigger companies and the likes as well. So interesting little start.
Well, they did start as a brewery, but then that pretty much just folded soon after that, you know, reasons and stuff and everything else that, too boring. Then they started up as a whiskey distillery. So yeah, that was around 1897 that they kicked that off.
I can predict the beer didn't kick off too well. Could be a bit off here, but Scotland.
They want to assemble something a little more hearty.
Maybe they're like brewing beer and everyone around them like, huh?
What is this?
No, I assume they do drink a fair bit of beer, but they're just known for their whiskies. I feel like everyone in Elgin's just ribbing him like, why don't you make whiskey? And they probably just fold this in there. Okay, fine.
You're fine. Yeah.
We'll make whiskey.
Fine. Yeah.
I think they got in a little bit of like business trouble over the years and they got bought out by different companies. I think I heard a rumour Glenfiddich bought them for a little while there, revitalised them and sold them off again.
And having a larger parent company for them hasn't actually been that bad, because it's given their master distiller access to a lot more barrels that they normally wouldn't be able to. They've got even some cognac barrels, some wine barrels and everything else. So it's really opened up their flavour profiles that they can actually produce. So I think it's an underrated distillery. It's really sort of coming into its own, and I think people should probably pick up a few more drams of it.
The one thing I think I like, because it was like big French company, and because France also along with England went out and conquered islands. I think they've got a lot of Caribbean islands still under French control, and they can draw barrels from there. And when you look at the lineup, it's pretty extensive, because you've got the classics and the heritages in the different years. And one thing I do like, I feel like about Glen Moray, is I feel like they got some pretty good value options there. Like there's one, the one I love, the Elgin Heritage 15 year, $87 reduce. Now obviously different bottlers, different prices, but a 15-year age statement for $87, I think it's pretty good value. And I love the taste of it.
Yeah.
It was good. Had that slight smoky note on the end of it. Just a little hint. Beautiful. I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, and they're in a pretty picturesque area up there. They're actually pretty close to Loch Ness. It's about an hour, 15 minutes drive from the Loch, the Glen Moray Distillery. So it's in really lovely country up there, which just add to the flavour, because you can just see them just being, you know, not so stressed out and everything else, just looking through the rolling hills and over the water and everything, just with a sweet little drum and just being, you know, like, yeah, we can take our time. And then the Moray region they're in actually gets like 40 more days of summer than the rest of Scotland does. They squeeze every little bit of that Scottish summer out that they can.
Is there a Loch Ness whiskey, like where they draw the whiskey from the Loch and then make a whiskey from that and have like a Loch Ness whiskey? So cool.
Ooh, that would be an interesting marketing idea.
Viewers, if you know of one, put it down in the comments. That's my sneaky way of trying to get people to put stuff in the comments. But all that said, it's a great find, I feel like. I feel like it's one that's not as well known. Like you go around and everyone knows like Johnny Walker, everyone knows Johnny Walker. Glenfiddich's massive with the millions of barrels that they pump out all the time. So I like these little almost hipstery one.
More artisan.
And yeah, I like all their little experimentations. It's got kind of that sweeter, not so smokiness that I like at least. And I think it's not quite in the Space High, but close to it, or it's not, it's like the high area or something like that.
They're kind of a small distillery. They can only hold like 181,000 barrels. Yeah, they're just a little distillery. Just a wee little drop. I
guess for some of the bigger ones out there, it would be like
that's pretty small. So it's interesting to think about that. Yeah, like something like close to nearly 200,000 barrels would be considered like, oh yeah, it's a small distillery. They're doing their little thing and they're winning awards and everything else. So good on them.
They can get out. That's very cool.
So, but
I like it. So the Glen Moray Distillery,
Slungiva. That's quite a nice rum. Oh, that just ran up to the back of my throat and punched my tonsils. It is. It's almost like I think it's is it? No, they're classified as straw, isn't it?
We're making port.